You know, just got done watching the national championship. The national championship. They call it that. I'm not sure if that's what it was. You know, Oklahoma, ever since we got jumped in the polls, I've been having to hear from everybody that the right team went. That the Sooners were better than Texas. It was a fluke that we won in the Cotton Bowl. You know, this is awesome. This is great. Because I had to listen ever since then that Texas just wasn't the best team, that we didn't deserve to be there. So Oklahoma, I want to ask you, did you deserve to be there? And I want to ask the Big 12 commissioner. He said, we put the best Big 12 team in the game that gave the conference the best chance to win. Do you still agree with that? And I questioned that beforehand. Not that OU wasn't a good team or that they put up the numbers. Let's face it, OU always puts up gaudy numbers. I've been saying it. They pad their stats. So, of course, they look pretty. But when you look on the inside, they ain't nothing because they can't win a BCS game lately. They've lost, what? Is this 5 BCS games straight that they've lost? So why in the world would you think that they would be the best team to play? But then you look at Texas, who this is what, we got 5 or 6 straight bowl wins now? Now, I know I've heard a lot of people like, oh, you didn't beat Ohio State very bad, and whatever. If you look at our bowl games, we don't win by a whole lot. Arizona State, that was kind of different, because in this bowl winning stretch that we've had, we hadn't really been blowing teams out. Michigan won a last-second field goal. Of course, the national championship against USC, which we won that by a chance. Last-second touchdown. We beat Iowa by 2 points. We beat Arizona pretty bad. And then we beat Ohio State by 3 on a last-second win. But here's the difference between Texas and Oklahoma in these bowl games. Texas may win close and cut it pretty close, but Texas wins. Oklahoma loses. Do you see what I'm saying? Oklahoma loses. That's why you're called Choklahoma. That's why I said during the season that Big Game Bob is a punchline. He can't win the big game anymore. You see what I'm saying? So guess what, guys? 45-35. The best team didn't get to play. All right? And I want to tell you something straight up. You know, when I watched the game, I want to say this. I think that Oklahoma is a better team, at least talent-wise, than Florida. When I watched that game, it looked like Oklahoma had the size, they had the big play capabilities, and Sam I Am was over there throwing the ball around like crazy. But he did that against Texas as well. He had 5 touchdowns against Texas, and he lost by 10. Today, he had a great pass completion today, I think, and he lost by 10. You can't win it. And what I think is another ironic point, not just losing by 10, like we beat you by 10, but he was up in the Heisman against Colt McCoy and Tim Tebow, who both only had 1 loss. Guess who he lost to? He has 2 losses, actually. He lost to Colt McCoy and Tim Tebow on the field. That's pretty funny, actually. That's hilarious to think about that. So y'all can keep your little Heisman trophy and your Big 12 championship that you got in. But, and here's the deal with Oklahoma. When you get in by a loophole, and that's what happened. You got in by a loophole. A BCS ranking thing or whatever, and you got in by a loophole. When that happens, you have to win. You can't lose. I don't care if Sam Bradford got off the plane and twisted his ankle and wouldn't be able to play. You still have to win. There's no excuses. When you get in, when people say you don't deserve to be there, you have to win. And I'll say this straight up, I don't know if Florida's the best team in the country. Now, they get to have the T-shirts, and they get to, you know, got the confetti falling, they get to hoist the crystal ball, and congratulations to you guys. If you're Florida fans, congratulations. I'm not going to try to bash Florida. Because who am I to say that Florida's not the best team in the country? But who is Florida to say that they're better than Texas, they're better than USC, or more importantly, that they're better than Utah? Utah is undefeated, beat 6 bowl teams, beat Alabama down in the Sugar Bowl. What I got to say? I don't know. The system is screwed up. I'll probably talk about it later. But Oklahoma fans, and I don't want to hear this from OU fans that, hey, why are you even talking? We're in the championship game. No. That doesn't work this season. This season, getting to the championship game does not get you bragging rights. Because this year, it wasn't outright. It wasn't two undefeated teams or the only one-loss teams. You got in, as I said earlier, by a loophole. Okay? Texas could have been right there. So pretty much, I'm not being an Aggie here where I'm looking at the team that I hate and just happy they lost. No. I'm looking at the team I hate, jump my team because experts and computers said they were better and that they got in. Because the thing is, and here's why they call you Choklahoma. You had the ball inside the 5-yard line twice in the first half, and you got zilch points. You've been doing that all year. What happened? You know what happened? The stage happened, and you couldn't produce. Texas produces, Oklahoma doesn't. So OU fans, bury your heads in the sand or something, because that was embarrassing. And I know you're going to embarrass our conference like that. We won our bowl game. Whether it was style points or not, Texas won the bowl game, not Oklahoma. We're the only Big 12 South team to win a bowl game. Okay? So don't come to Texas fans trying to talk trash like, well, at least we got there. No, you don't get to say that this year because of the loophole. We beat you on the field. You don't get any bragging rights on Texas. So go home. Bring out your Big 12 championship t-shirts because you beat Missouri. Oh, we did that too. Whoop-de-doo. I can't stand the Sooners. I'm glad they got beat. I know people say we should have cheered for the split title. It's not, even if OU had won, we're not getting a split title. I don't even care about the split title. I don't care about conference pride. I'm mad at the conference because of the conference rules, we didn't get to go. If we had SEC conference rules, we would be playing the national championship. So I don't even care about the Big 12 conference. All I care about these Horns. I feel like I got a little vindicated by Oklahoma getting beat by 10 because we beat them by 10 on a neutral field. Yeah, the whole song and dance. So, and also, when the rankings come out, no matter what the rankings say, Texas is better than Oklahoma, in my opinion, and I think the country can see that now. But OU fans, your big thing about being better than Texas was that, hey, the BCS says it, so that's what matters. Well, when the final rankings come out, and if you see those Horns in front of OU, then you're going to have to admit that Texas was better than Oklahoma this season. Because your whole argument this year has been, well, the rankings have us ahead of Texas, so that's where we belong. So if it comes out we're ahead of you, you have nothing but to say that Texas was better this season. Congrats, Florida. I'm not cheering on the Gators. I'm not a Gators fan, but I am glad to see the Sooners go down. Heard a lot of junk ever since they jumped us. And, they got what? They got the Heisman Trophy. They got the Big 12 Championship. Stoops got Coach of the Year. I think Leach should have got that, but it's whatever. And they go to the National Championship, and they blow it. Again. Bob Stoops can't win the big one anymore. It's lost out of his hands now. So, BCS, you should have gave it to a better team. You should have let Texas play for it. Or Utah, or USC. Not Oklahoma. I think, Texas USC would have been a great national championship. But we'll never know because they don't have a daggone playoff system. We got this stupid BCS crap, but that's what we got to live with. Oklahoma, way to embarrass the conference, embarrass yourselves, and continue to embarrass yourself on national television in front of everyone. Like I've said all year, you're just a bunch of stats. But when it comes down to the BCS games, you can't get it done anymore. Texas can. Hook 'em horns, Texas fight, and Oklahoma, just go back home. Get back in your trailer park, drive off in your little wagon, and don't talk to the Longhorns fans. We've got the bragging rights, not y'all. Hook 'em.